All right, all right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to on our brand new feature webinar presentation. Everybody, I want to let you guys know this webinar is being recorded. So if you guys want to share it with your teams later on, come back and watch some features later. You can go ahead and do that. But just to get started, my name is Rafael Sangili. I am VP of GlassHive, in charge of communities and our global ecosystem. So I want to thank you all for joining. I'm joined by a very good friend of ours, somebody who's been with us from the very beginning. I'd like to introduce everybody to our good friend, Eric Simpson, MSP channel legend. He's on the call here as well. Eric?
Hey, Ralph. Good to see you.
How's it?
Hey, welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today's an exciting day in the history of GlassHive. So thanks, everyone, for spending a few minutes today working on your business with us rather than in your business. Go ahead, Ralph.
Absolutely, guys. So we're really excited about this new feature set that we're releasing. It's going to be a game changer for all of us. Again, in terms of making GlassHive this one-stop shop, kind of one place, or OS that you can run your entire business from sales, marketing, and we have a big vision for the future later on that we want to share with you guys. It's just one of those building blocks along the way as we kind of keep expanding what we're providing, the value we're providing our channel and our community here. Okay, so guys, very big feature set we got here, right? We've kind of known GlassHive has been a big pioneer in terms of making it really simple and fun and easy for our partners to do something they typically struggle with, right, Eric? I mean, traditionally, most managed service providers, most MSSPs, most IT solution providers struggle with sales and marketing as a whole, right? I mean, you've spent your entire career helping these guys out and trying to make these guys a little bit more efficient when it comes to their sales and marketing best practices. Is that right?
MSP's challenge with sales and marketing. I have to go check my notes on that. Hey, everybody needs as much help as we can get. You know, we're technologists at heart, right? I'm a recovering MSP. You know, as some of you may know, I built and sold one of the first MSPs in the channel long time ago in a galaxy far away. And as Ralph mentioned, I've been working with MSPs ever since, the last 15 years or so. And we're great technologists and our minds are full of great ways to help our clients from a technical perspective. But Raf, when you have so much amazing technical knowledge, there just isn't a lot of room for extra sales and marketing knowledge. So we need that help.
Absolutely. That's what we try to do here is make it, again, simple as possible. We have a phrase we try to use around the office. We're building out new feature sets and programs and different things to include in our OS. We try to make it Homer Simpson simple, right? We try to make it just, hey, real easy. You push the button and hopefully things happen. And that'll give us a little better chance. I know so many of you guys out there wear multiple hats. Some of you guys are the sales team, the technologist, the marketer, the project manager. You guys are wearing multiple hats across the board. So we know a lot of it is not just for a function of not knowing what to do, but also just not having the time to do it. So through our automation platforms, the different things we've done to make it really easy across the board. And we'll share that with you guys in here in just a second. But really happy to just have Eric on here. This has been kind of a culmination of an entire career, things we learned along the way, working hand in hand with Eric, working hand in hand with thousands of MSPs that are out there. Before we get started here, I want to give a big shout out to our board of advisors and our council that has really helped us develop this specific feature set. And a lot of the feature sets that you're going to see coming out of GlassHive comes directly from you, from our community. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Whenever you guys are in that chat and letting us know, hey, you know what, if you guys would, we'd love to have this new feature. Hey, if you guys can make this a little easier. Hey, if you can make this button go over here, literally everything that you guys want to see happen in here, send it to us. We'll try to incorporate. We listen to everything you guys are telling us. And this has come through. And all we've built so far has literally come from working hand in hand with all of you out there on making this, again, trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to do something you traditionally struggle with. Okay, folks? So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing our slide deck here. Before we get started here, how many of you guys traditionally right now are using multiple tool sets, different types of things to get things signed, to get things sent out? So you might be sending out campaigns from different places. You might be sending out, completing your deals in one place in a separate CRM. And then how many of you guys are out there using a separate tool altogether, which is disparate from everything else you're using to get your document signed?
Give us a hand raise if you guys have what we're calling platform sprawl today, just to do all these things. I think everybody's hand is probably going to go up. I'm going to raise my hand because I'm not immune. right? It's how many
Yeah.
platforms, are we using? We should give away something. Dominican Republic in the house, Puerto Rico. Hey, welcome,
Hey,
welcome, welcome, everybody. Look,
¿cómo
I
está
ask
mi
everybody
gente? How
where
are
we
you
are
guys?
in the world today, and they're all chiming in. Fantastic. We've got
I
a
love
truly
it. I love it.
international audience today, Ralph.
You know what's awesome about this is actually we've been seeing our community grow, and I'll share with you guys that in a slide here in just a second. But we're in 29 countries right now, folks. So outside the majority of in the North America, mostly in the U.S. Obviously, Canadians, we love you guys up there, and your maple syrup, we love it all, and your poutine. So thank you for all that. But we have a ton of great stuff. And we've been growing like crazy. So we have over 14,000 users using GlassHive today, which again, a lot of this data doesn't just come from just kind of what we create or our imagination. A lot of it is actually seeing what partners are doing in real time in their actual workspace and making adjustments as we go, folks. So
And feature requests from the partners, right? But
absolutely.
Raf, I think you're stepping on a slide or two. You've got some stats that kind of explain all this. Let's jump in and
Absolutely.
let's level set what today's agenda looks like. Everybody's active in the chat. I love it. Welcome everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, folks, this is GlassHive. We're unveiling our document builder. We're calling it a document builder because it's much more than just an e-sign tool. This is going to get you guys an opportunity to get change orders done. There's going to be a bunch of stuff so you can build out specific documents that make sense for your business and how you conduct business. And again, keeping it all in one platform. Okay. So I'm going to jump into a couple slides here. Bear with me. So here's our partner reseller activity as of May 2023. We have over 14,000 users using GlassHive right now. Over 300,000 leads have been generated. This is, again, just some of the stuff. Over 23 million activities have been recorded inside of GlassHive so far. Over 400,000 opportunities. And the big number, the number that counts, we have over $1 billion of closed revenue. And this is all of your revenue that you guys are closing inside of GlassHive right now. Not only that, we have 70 vendors we've been working with to develop specific programs, content to publish out to, aside from the thousands and thousands of documents and content that we provide for you here at GlassHive. So some basic industry recognition, some press and awards, some great exciting stuff we've been having going on. Channel companies been out there saying some great things. So we've got some really great press. We've gotten some really cool awards in Capterra. My goodness, the response has been fantastic. GetApp has been fantastic. Just seeing the response that's coming from you guys using the tool has been really humbling, and we're very grateful for everybody in here just using us and working with us. So let's talk about what GlassHive is. For some of you guys have never used GlassHive before, don't really know what it is. It's an all-encompassing OS platform that it automates much of your sales and marketing activities, as well as a couple of operational features. So what we try to do is include a couple of different things. We have our base ingredients of what makes GlassHive really work. And that's, obviously marketing automation. You can send out campaigns. You can send out individual emails. You can track the results of all of your campaigns and marketing and lead generation activities. We have a full-blown CRM in there, so you can manage your sales activities too, track what individual salespeople are doing, set their quotas up. We have content creation and workflow automation. So we develop a ton of content we provide for you guys in there. You guys can actually send out emails. We have integration with Office 365 as well as a ton of other integrations that, like Connectwise, Autotask, some of the basic tools you guys use to keep it all in one spot. The cool thing about having the Office 365 integrated, and we'll show that in a second, is all of your emails going back and forth with each of your prospects, your leads, and your opportunities. We can see it all in one place. We also have social media integration too. So if you guys are out there sending out campaigns and then thinking about how to post it into social media, we have templates built out for all that to keep your campaigns cohesive and all-encompassing. And then our big new announcement is our quoting with digital signature. And we'll show you guys how you can build quotes, proposals, statement of work, change orders. I'm going to show you guys some of that right now in here. And the big thing is reporting, right? We got to make sure this is all an easy way to digest this information and make smart moves based on the data that we're seeing and you're seeing in your own sales activities in real time. But the secret formula behind this delicious shake, nutritious shake of all kinds of stuff blended into one thing here is our ecosystem framework, really working with our partners, working with you and working with some of our vendors and content subject matter experts, people like Eric Simpson right here, who are providing valuable documents, resources, and everything we're sharing out with you into the community, right? We also leverage some AI to make smart decisions and see the trends that are going on in the back end. So we have a social analytics feature that's inside of GlassHive that actually shows you like when's the best day and time to send out emails. When is the best day? When are most of our partners actually closing stuff? And what does best in class in the channel actually look like? Okay. We have a ton of pre-built sales and marketing assets. And one of the coolest features is magic branding. And that's just what we call our feature that actually takes your logo, your colors, your brand, and actually imparts it onto all the documents, emails, content, campaigns. Everything that's in here is going to have your brand, your logos, and all of your specific color guidelines built into each document and each tool that you use within GlassHive, whether it comes from a vendor, a subject matter expert, or even the stuff that we provide for you that's built into the system. Okay. And I got to admit, this is just something that I want to give a big shout out to our design team and the staff at GlassHive for making, in my opinion, I think the best, most beautiful interface that's out there in our channel of all the software I've seen. Sharps is really pretty. So next up, I'm going to show Eric Simpson. So Eric is he's been a personal mentor of mine, a close friend, somebody who me and my brother and I, Giovanni, who started GlassHive. We started with Eric Simpson back at Intelligent Enterprise, and then working it as MSPU and helping develop this channel. So Eric, I don't want to step on too much on your stuff here, man, but if you want to give a little background about yourself and kind of how you built this amazing career and the influence you've had in this channel, go ahead, please.
Wow, you guys are making me blush. Appreciate it all. Hey, just just like I say, recovering MSP, love the community, love everything about what we're doing to help each other grow and prosper, and everything that we do to help our clients. So just happened to have some ideas and processes early on that I was happy to share. And I love it when a plan comes together and we grow as a community. The rising tide lifts all boats. So, happy to be here. And, I was listening to you really, really intently on that last slide, Raf, and I was just waiting for the, but wait, there's more moment. And that's what we're talking about today, Raf.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's get to the wait, there's more moment. And let's share with everybody what they've all signed up to hear about today.
You got it. It slices, it dices, and it makes margaritas too, folks. Okay. So first thing I'm going to show you guys real quick is where you guys can find this document. So you guys are all familiar with the GlassHive, interface. There's different buttons on here that you guys can use to access marketing, sales, contacts, all that. What you'll find our document builder section is going to be, it's actually live right now. So for those of you that are users in GlassHive, you'll see some of this document. You'll see this section in there right now. Again, I want to make a big disclaimer before we get into any of this. This is still all in beta, folks. So this is still very early on. This is a soft launch that we're doing right now. We're going to be continuously updating and improving and adding to this. We wanted to give you guys a base functionality of what stuff you can do right now, but there's a ton of documents already in here. So if you click on the sales tab and you click on documents, you can go into overview and then templates. And once you click on templates, you can see the ones that are included with your subscription. So these are all the ones that are based on Eric's sample proposals as SOW around cybersecurity, managed services. There's even some change order requests in here that we've done in a bunch of different themes and styles for you. So you guys can see what some of that looks like on here, like the project management plan, agreement. We can see the statement of work. They're all different styles. So no matter what your style is, you can choose the one that fits the best for you. And then your logo, your colors would automatically be magically branded on those documents. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example as we keep moving forward here. But let's pull up some of the document overview and what that looks like. Okay. So you guys can see where each of these documents are at in terms of the stage. You can see who the recipients are, who's involved. You can select what category it falls under, whether it's a sales proposal, maybe a statement of work. You guys can decide what category does this fall under, and then we can select the ones we want to work with. So there's going to be two that we're focusing on right now, and one is going to be a managed IT cybersecurity consulting proposal, and the next one is going to be just your statement of work or what the person, your prospect's going to be agreeing to. And I'm going to have Eric kind of go over the difference of both, how we use them, the best practices around them, and then how we built them in our tool. Okay, so let's start from the top. And this is going to be our consulting proposal, because before we send out an agreement, we want to get these guys, give them an idea of what we're proposing to them. Is that right, Eric?
Right. So let me give a little flavor here. So obviously, in your sales process, you're going to have, different phases or steps in your sales process. What we're talking about here is you have now done your sales presentation. You've gotten conceptual agreement from your client as to what they want. Now, I'm a big fan of the good, better, best approach, three options to sell to a client, simply because, Raf, sometimes it's easier to upsell a client to a higher package of services and remain consultative than it is to sell kind of a transactional sale after the fact. In some cases, we work with partners that have kind of are transitioning from that transactional approach of sales to being more consultative. And when we have just simply one offer, now I'm not saying that, this is the best way to do things. It's just my preferred way. You may have, what you always recommend to clients and present to them. And that's fine because it probably meets their exact needs. What you're missing there is the opportunity later to upsell an entire subscription for a much larger MRR or ARR instead of, what you may be doing now when you kind of present this all in one, everything you need proposal. The follow-on sales tend to be transactional, like we're going to add on this one technology or solution, or we're going to upgrade this one thing that we've sold you in the past. So I would rather create three bundles or options of services and then have a client then migrate their entire organization to that, better subscription or best subscription. So when we're presenting the sales proposal at this point with the client, we've already closed them through our sales presentation to which option they would like, what makes sense. And of course, you've qualified them early on for budget, so you know where they're going to fit in your good, better, or best approach in this scenario. Now, if a client, and when we present this proposal with three options, we're only going to present three options when they've chosen one of our lower priced options, not the top option. We don't want to send them a proposal with two lesser priced options when they've already agreed and budgeted for the higher priced option. Okay. So I know I'm going pretty fast here, but the idea here is if they've chosen like the middle option or your lowest minimum required bundle of services to be your client, it's good for them to see these other options. So you're informing them that there is more that you can do for them as they grow. Sometimes, how many of you, hey, raise your hands. Here we go, raise your hand moment. If you've ever gone to a client and found out they purchased something from somewhere else that you in fact sell and you've lost that opportunity, raise your hands up high. It's happened to me, right?
Many times.
Many times, right? So here's a way to preempt that and say, look, we have all these other options that we will grow with you on. So anyway, at this point, the client has agreed, and let's say that they've taken your middle, they've agreed to the middle option. Sure. We're going to send them this proposal, and then after that, they're going to authorize it. We're going to send them the appropriate statement of work for that bundle of services. So just kind of setting the stage here. Raf, go ahead.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point. Guys, remember, if you don't have a sales process, Eric is a fantastic resource to help you build that. We have a ton of best practices as well that we're going to be releasing here in GlassHive. And reach out to any of us. Look, we've all been in your situation before. We've all sold literally managed services and different types of IT services and solutions before in the past. So feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to walk you through this. But this should be after your presentation, assuming you've already qualified the opportunity. You wanted to send out mass proposals to everybody, right? This is going to be somebody who's going to be already, hopefully should have seen the presentation, has seen the value in what you do, and this is going to be the next step. So I'm going to show you some of the functionality you can do within this tool and the ease of use, okay? So again, Flintstone simple, right? We try to make it really, really easy. You don't have to be a Photoshop expert. You don't have to be a content designer or any kind of design capabilities. I am lacking in those skills, to say the least. But I've been able to put this proposal together, even with my limited capacity for doing these things. So this will show you how easy it is. It's all big buttons. It's all drag and drop. Like, for example, let's just say we didn't want this picture here. We can really easily swap this picture out as much as we want by just changing the image and just choosing a different image. I'm not going to do that to save you guys the headache of going through that now, but it's very, very simple to change any of the elements on here. It's all drag and drop, swap to replace. You guys can even embed in here an actual video of yourself explaining the proposal. So here's a small video of me. I might come through a little choppy, right? Very simple. You guys can just explain the document here to your partners, upload that into your collateral library, and then just simply drag and drop the video icon on here. Select the video you want to use from your collateral library, and then boom, it'll be ready to go. We typically start off with a very simple intro kind of letter, letting people know, hey, this is what you get. This is what we're doing here for you. Thank you so much for exploring an opportunity with us. Then we have a statement. Again, this is just a very easy template, and the table of contents are in here showing kind of what's going to happen in the next couple pages. I want to make one of the disclaimers we go through this. This is Eric's proposal, and it's a great proposal. But if you have your own, this is intended to be used on your own. Modify one of these, input your own specific language. I like Eric said a great phrase, right? Salt and pepper to taste. Make this your own, right? So this doesn't have to be the proposal. This is a proposal, and make it yours. Change the language, make sure it feels good, make sure that stylistically you like how it looks and feels, because it's going to be representing your company and your brand. Okay.
Can I jump in real quick, Ralph? But if you're not a copywriter, a wordsmith, things like that, or just don't know where to start, this is a business winning sales proposal template. Okay. I've got hundreds, if not thousands of folks have downloaded this proposal template and have used it to win business. So again, try it, tweak and move forward as you go. But again, kind of understand what's in it, right? Because it does represent your organization. And the other disclaimer here, any agreement or form or tool that you use that represents your relationship and your risk and responsibility with your clients, please have your legal team take a look at it, okay? Because we cannot write something that is universally accepted in all jurisdictions. So that's my disclaimer. Back to you, Ralph.
Yeah, no problem. That's a great disclaimer. So folks, don't sue Eric if this thing gets you guys in trouble. All right. So make sure to make it your own, check with your lawyers, and make sure this all looks good and works for you guys as well. So while Eric's brought a good point, this is a business winning proposal. Again, it's got to be your proposal, right? So make sure to go through it. We've also made it really easy in the template section for you to go through, and it's all done with insert your name here, insert your company here. So you guys can easily make those adjustments by literally just typing over it, right? It's all almost like a Word doc. It's very simple to modify, making adjustments and changes on here. Okay. So let's go through some of the objectives of what's on here, what's in here. Again, this is a proposal, tells people what you're expecting to do, what are the goals involved in this, how do we measure success, right? We can show that in here. Again, any elements you want to add or drop, it's literally as simple as adding a section, and then you can kind of format what the page looks like, right? So you can add a section depending on which columns you want it to look like, or you can just drag and drop the element right into here, okay? So I want to show you how easy it is to use that. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom to get to the good stuff, to the signing area, okay? So this is, again, we can put this all in. This gives some more testimonials. We have in here, actually, this is a really great part. I love including testimonials and business proposals. I think it just makes it look a lot cleaner. It gives people a sense of confidence, letting others know that they worked with you. As you can see here, we have Lando Carlisian's quote. He apparently he's been completed and he loves it. They also, it looks like the Vince Offer, Master Salesman from ShamWow Inc., had them at complete care. So two very satisfied customers that have been successful in working with Icarus Solutions in the past. Again, this is the different priority levels we talked about here based on the different SLAs and the options that are included. So we can see here the methodologies, different options, right? Option 1 shows what's included. This is the base element. Option 2, and then there's option 3, which is the more advanced functionality, right? So I'm going to go through now and actually show you where the accountabilities are, terms and conditions, right? T's and C's. And then here's the good stuff. So here's where you can actually build a quote. I'm going to give you guys some inside baseball. It's coming out very soon in this quote section. But I want to show you how easy it is to add your solutions. So what you can do is you can go through here, and these are already, you can modify the pricing based on, is it per user? Is it a fixed cost if it's a project? You can literally make these solutions and services your own. And you can also adjust the pricing on here by just manually moving it up and down, changing it, or moving the quantity around. But this is just to give people an example of what's going to be included in here. What are the different types of options they can select from? If they want to add a new one, they can come in here and just add a new solution right from here, or create a new solution where they can call the name, give it a SKU number if you want, find out what category does it fall under. Is it a project, statement of work? You guys can also include an image or an icon. Specifically, we have some already done, and this is where you can select what the cost looks like. Is there a cost structure involved for you? What is your margin typically on these things? And then how does the billing work? Okay, so very simple way to add a solution. I'm going to show you another place you can also modify those solutions after the fact, and where you can just, they'll be ready to go and just select the ones that you want from right here, right? So for example, if I wanted to take out this manage essentials, I can simply just hit that button and then boom, it's gone. Okay, if I want to add it back in, there it is, add solution, and that should be all ready to go in here. Okay.
And here's some insight into why this is so important to have this standardized. Sorry to talk over you, Raf, but
sure.
you know, you want your teams to be able to create their own sales proposals. And so if you create all of these components, these, I'm going to call it kind of a widget, because you're just kind of dragging this stuff in. If it's already created and they just select and drop it in there, you know, and aren't modifying the price and all that, say, look, these are our standard pricing, here's how we quote. That takes a tremendous burden off of you as, you know, the person that has to approve these things, or maybe backlogged because you've got to create a bunch of proposals. If you can get other folks on your team to do some of that heavy lifting, right, and then you just go through kind of a final review and approval process before your sales team sends it out, that saves you a tremendous amount of time, and it keeps you from being the sales bottleneck or the sales prevention unit, as we say sometimes, right? Back to you, Ralph.
Absolutely. No, that's great. That's a great point. That's a great point, Eric. So again, make this as easy as possible for you guys. Have this stuff preloaded so you're not thinking about it. And then once you have this, you can also save this as a template. So if you know that you're going to use this exact same proposal multiple times over, you can literally save it. And once it's saved, it'll be saved as a template. You can just keep using it over and over again, depending on who you're sending it to. Okay, so that's the quoting section. One thing I'm going to give you guys some information on that's coming very, very soon is we're going to have CPQ functionality coming out next quarter. That means you can actually pull pricing directly from distribution. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like here in a second, but just some inside baseball previews of what's to come. All right. If we scroll down, we can see kind of where this is all at, how these services are being billed. Obviously, they want to bill in advance. They want to, you know, the yearly advance to get a different discount, but we can you can adjust that yourselves here. This is kind of that part where Eric leaves it up to you guys to add your own discounts or delete this section if you don't provide discounts for upfront billing. From here, we can actually now start the acceptance part. So this is the part where we actually kind of get into the signing area, right? So from here, you can decide who's going to be the signer. These are check boxes. So we can decide what the content is going to be in there. This is essentials plus an advantage, is 3 different sections from up here. So I just took manage essentials plus an advantage, and let the partner select what they want to do here. So from here, you have some obviously editing options. You can change the color, you can make it bold, italic, you have some flexibility in terms of design style that you want from here. You can make the proposal valid until whenever. Some other ways you can do that is you can actually go through and choose document expiration. So in here, we can see some really cool document info, right? Categories, what does it fall under? And then right here, you can decide how long do you want this document, or when do you want it to expire? 30 days from today, what does it look like? And then you can also give some warnings. Hey, let everybody know this is going to expire 1 day prior to this day. So I'm going to let everybody know, hey, by tomorrow, it's going to expire. So make sure you can do this. You can also send out reminders on a regular basis. So I can come through and say, here, the first reminder is going to come out in 5 days. Maybe after that, I'm going to send every day. I'm going to send you a reminder every day to sign my document and what that looks like on there. Okay.
I really love the document expiration function, because I'm not going to ask you guys to raise your hands, but you know, imagine raising your hand to this question. How many of you have sent a proposal out to a client that they don't sign and they come back months later and they're ready to go, and all of a sudden now, well, you know, pricing has gone up, things have changed, right? And now you've got to have that difficult conversation with a prospect, and you know, it's awkward at that point, right? So it's always important in, you know, in any sales engagement to establish a, you know, when the proposal and offer is good until. And I love that, you know, with the document expiration option, even if they click the link in the email, which Raf is going to show us here in a minute, all of the communication that goes out, it'll let them know, nope, this proposal is no longer valid. So it, again, it takes that reminder weight off of you to make sure that, we're not, human beings aren't forgetting to do these things, setting expiration dates, and then actually preventing a client from signing a proposal that is now no longer valid.
That's a great point, Eric. And some cool things you can do here. Anytime your prospect even opens this document, you get a notification saying, hey, so-and-so just opened the document, is viewing it right now. You can also track the different activity that's going on inside this tool. So any changes that have been made, you can see the activities in here. But I'm going to show you guys in your email, as soon as your prospect looks at this, so you can see how many times they've gone in there and they looked at, they go in multiple times, you get an email, hey, this prospect's in there again. And that way, as you're getting close to that expiration date, you can let them know, hey, so-and-so, hey, Eric, this proposal is about to expire. Was this something we still want to move forward with? Do I need to extend this out? And you can make those adjustments in here as needed on the fly. Okay. So some cool things you can add here. Here's the different fillable fields of the elements. You can obviously just drag and drop a checkbox where it makes sense. And then you can edit those checkboxes. They're in here already, like I explained. You can select who do you want the signer to be, who's the recipient for this. And then once you go in here, again, some basic information. You can select who's going to be signing this part. So right here, I'm going to have myself be the signer as part of Icarus. I can choose a John Doe, whatever name, you can put your name here, your prospect's name, whatever you want to make that, but you make it easy for yourself to remember. You can obviously adjust that right there. Is it a required line? Does you need to be required to be signed? Is it a multi-line text, which is not? Normally it's just, that's if you can add address, something more complicated. But for the most part, this is a required setting. It's going to label it right here. What does it look like? Right, the name. This is the outside part. So this is this part, what you want to call this. The label color. You have a ton of functionality, even in terms of the font that you want to use. Obviously, going to default to your default font settings that you build in your branding scheme as you onboard the GlassHive, but you can make those changes here on the fly. Okay. Very simply, if you want to copy this element, you can simply do that by hitting that copy button here. This is all drag and drop, or you can simply delete it if it makes sense. But you can put in here who you want to sign. You can assign those different things here. This is just a regular text box. And then once you get to signature, right, again, you can call this your autograph if you want, whatever you want to call this, folks. You guys have flexibility, make that your own, and what you want to see in the actual box, okay, for your partners to sign. But very simple functionality, all right? And this is, again, I'm going to assume that we're going to send this out to our prospects. Now, once they've gotten it and they selected the middle option, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, we're going to go through the statement of work. So I'm going to show you what this looks like here in a second, but I'm going to show you, we've already sent this document out. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to go into documents here, and you're going to start seeing notifications. Hey, Raphael, you have a new document to sign. So it's going to give you this information right here. It's going to show you what it looks like. You've reviewed, you have a document ready to go. Send it to me, Raphael. Here's your proposal copy. So I'm going to click on this, and then it's going to take me to a page. It's going to show me what this document actually looks like. Okay. So it's going to give me the option to review and sign the document right here. Hey, I have a document ready for you to review and sign. Please click on the link below, review and sign the document. I can now have agreed to this, and now I have a couple options from here. Maybe I'm not the signer. Maybe if I'm the person that's receiving this document and I need to have somebody else sign this, I can delegate to somebody else, or I can decline to sign altogether. From here, I can read the document and continue, which will take me to the actual document page, which I can go through and actually go through and select. So if I'm the prospect looking at this, this is what I will see. I'll go through this document right here. I can see everything that's in here. I can just hit where my required fields are, so I can go to next. It takes me all the way down there. I can review the whole document on my own. Then I can select which one of these do I want. We've already decided on plus, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and I want to sign it. So from here, I can choose different signature blocks. I can draw it. I can upload a signature, or I can choose one of the fancy ones that are already in here. This guy's real squiggly and fancy. So assume I accept and sign. I've already done that, right? Some things that happen along the way as I'm going through this, I'm going to start to get different notifications. So now if I'm the salesperson, I'll get this document saying, hey, my document's been sent for signature. And I'm going to see right here, oh, my prospect has viewed my document. So they're looking at it right now, okay? So once that happens and the person signs it, and it says, hey, you played your part. We'll notify you when all participants take action. And now it goes right back to the salesperson saying, hey, your prospect just signed this. You have a document ready to sign. I'm going to click on this to sign the document. And then once I do, I'm going to get this notification saying, hey, all documents completed. It's signed. I can download the PDF right from here. And this is what it looks like. So once we're in here, I can go through and see what the signed document looks like. I can see all the different pages, how this has been broken out, right? This is a very basic PDF. I'm not going to bore you guys with this. You can see what the options look like in here. I can see that they've selected the plus, and then I can see that everyone signed the document, different signatures, whoever the signing parties are, and the certificate of completion that shows the date that it was sent, when it was last viewed, some really cool information you can see right here to make this official. All right.
That audit trail is great.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to go back into the SOW here for a second, which is the next thing that we're going to send out to our prospects. So assuming they've already signed this, Eric, you want to give a little background on the statement of work and how that differs from proposal and what they're going to be signing here?
Right. So if you think about the sales process, all in, let's talk about 3 steps, right? There's a sales presentation, which happens before we send the proposal out for signature. And so we want the proposal to be positioned with the buyer as basically not a formality, but we want them to understand that they've already made their decision on which way to go, and signing the proposal just confirms that option, and also details a little bit more about how we're going to deliver. You saw some verbiage in the proposal template about how we onboard and things like that. This is still a sales tool, okay? So the sales presentation, the sales proposal template is the quote that you send out. These are sales tools. The statement of work is the agreement that actually defines the relationship between you and your client. Now, there's really a master services agreement that defines the legal relationship between you. We're not going to show that today. It's included in the GlassHive Document Builder as a template. And again, have your legal team review all documents you use in your organization, obviously. But the statement of work is really what binds you to the client. So this is what you're agreeing to deliver in exchange for payment, and then what the shared accountability and responsibility is between you and your client. So everything up to the statement of work, consider those sales tools. And now the statement of work is the actual work order, if you will, that defines what you're responsible for, what the client is responsible for, and how you're going to measure performance and what that costs, right? So if you'll see as Raf is scrolling through here, it includes, kind of our incident management and resolution process, our onboarding process is in here, our SLA is in here, what the client has invested in, and how it's going to be delivered. So this now binds the relationship between you and your client as the service provider.
That's a great point, Eric. And you can also show in here again some, easy kind of Mad Lib stuff you can add here. He made this easy to add whatever your monthly invoice is going to look like, when the services will begin. So we're assuming this prospect's going to sign a $3,000 a month contract starting on 7/1. Here's the terms of service. What does termination look like? Again, season to taste. This is all, salt and pepper that makes sense for you guys. And then once we're in here, again, same kind of functionality, right? Really easy. You can drag and drop a text field. You can decide who the recipients are from here. Is it the prospect? Is it yourself? This is myself on this side. This is my prospect on this side. Again, very simple, self-explanatory.
Same great functionality throughout all these documents. And I just want to call out a post by William. William says, if we send our MSA and SAL, will GlassHive format for us as shown? Not only will GlassHive format as shown, same functionality, but let me describe the MSA. The MSA typically is signed one time, the master service agreement, that legal business relationship document between you and your client. And so that's typically signed once when you initiate a client relationship, and then you can have multiple SALs behind that. And in addition to a SAL, you may also have an addendum to your SAL. The client comes back and says, hey, we want this, or can you add this? And this is typically, if you sell another solution or a point product or something, or additional users, you may want to create an additional SAL to incorporate that. But in this SAL, we actually have a place that says for every new user added, you will automatically be billed this amount. So again, just to kind of smooth things over, so we're not having to go back and forth too many times every time a client adds a new user. But again,
That's a
you'll have
great.
multiple SALs, and you may even have SAL addendums to existing SALs as you move forward. But the MSA typically is kind of done one time, unless something significant changes in your business, it gets acquired, or a significant interest is, something changes, then maybe you'll have another MSA. But typically we see an MSA one time. Sorry, go ahead, Raf.
No, that's a great point, Eric. And like you can see, you put that in here, $200 per month per user. Keep it easy for yourself, guys. Again, make it easy for your partners, for your clients, for your prospects to work with you, right? So if they know, hey, it's going to be an extra $200 every time I add somebody, boom, it's a no-brainer. I'd simply send an addendum to the agreement, and it's just add that up right there. It's very simple to be done. So you can see right here, termination, some basic stuff. And again, great question. You guys can, again, this is intended for you guys to take one of our templates, put in your own legalese. If you have your own agreement, your own SOWs, your own proposals, you've already built, the sooner you can do this, the better. And then once you send and save, it'll save it as a template. So you can reference that template back whenever you want, create multiple versions of it if you like. It'll show up in your library, and you can choose the ones you want to use to work with. Okay. So again, fillable fields here, guys, different pages. You can look at it from different page sections. From this, you can add, you can duplicate the pages, you can delete them, you can move them around. Again, make this your own. We try to, again, make it as simple as possible for you to do this. You can even change the colors and fonts right here. So let's just say that your colors aren't looking good from where you want it at, from where the heading looks like. You can see all that information. You can change that stuff from here. But let's assume this is all good. Let's assume this is great. It all looks great, and I want to send this document. So I'm going to hit save and send, okay, letting me know, hey, this thing's going out for signature. And then boom, this is the next page you get to. So once this shows your document right here, this is the email you're going to create for your partners to actually get. So we can see what this looks like. You can change any of the text. You can even change the different senders. So if you want to have this come from a custom sender, it doesn't have to be somebody already in your system. You can literally have this come from wherever. For the purpose of this demo, I use one of my other aliases in here just to kind of keep all my signatures in one spot and make it easy for this demo. But you can put in your picture. You can, whatever you want to do to make it very simple for you to do that. Your logo's right here. You can even have a pre-header. Hey, your document's ready to sign. You can say, hey, whatever you want to change this to, like, hey, I'm, ready to move forward, or hey, thanks for joining us, or hey, thanks for signing with us. Whatever you want to make this, that's completely up to you. This is your email titles. This will show up on your subject line. Hey, you have a document to be reviewed and signed. Again, put your own personality in there. Make that your own flavor if you like. And then here, hey, you have your own document ready to go. And sign. This is the copy. This is the document. This is even with the button. You can change what this button says in terms of what they're actually going to get and what they'll actually click on to sign. So they can go in here, choose the button style, right? Whatever you want. It's literally up to you. Okay. Alignment, the button radius, all that stuff you guys can do. All right. So assume we're going to send this, and maybe I want to see what this email looks like. I'm going to hit this button, and it's going to load up the email for me to show me what it looks like as the partner gets it and what they'll see. Okay. So once this goes out, they get sent. We're doing some movie magic. Things have happened. Documents been sent. We went through the whole process of signing again that I went through, right? So they'll get you can see the notifications. You can get the thing, you'll sign it, and we get to the very end. And then this is what you can click on. Once you actually click on the email link that says review document, it'll show it to you guys right here. So you can see this is what the final document looks like. You can see the recipients, the activities, who's signed, who's seen it, who's done anything on it, and then just hit download, and you can download it right from there. You can download as a PDF, you can download as a doc, so it's actually a Word document, or you can edit this document right here and then hit print, the name of it, whatever you want to call it, you can do right from here. Okay. So guys, with that said, I'm going to go back into our document builder. I'm going to go back into our quick kind of overview of all the different stuff. But as you can see here, there's different flavors of this, guys. There's a ton of templates to work with. Go in there and make it your own. And I'm going to give you guys some big news that's coming out pretty soon. So we kind of hinted to it a little bit earlier, but I'm going to start from right here.
In the chat,
so,
everybody is, I love when it's a party going on in the chat. Sounds like we're generating a lot of buzz here with this amazing feature reveal. Hey,
Absolutely.
Gio.
Absolutely.
I
Hey,
see
folks.
Gio jumped in.
Yeah. So, guys, one thing as we're going through this, folks, and I'll have Giovanni kind of explain this, but this is we're going to pull automatic pricing. So that quoting section that I showed you is going to be able to actually pull your pricing directly from each of these distributors: Pax8, Ingram, TD Synnex, and D&H. This is coming Q3. So product descriptions, your individual pricing, you can literally build it in that quote section right there for any prospect you want to send that out. And we're going to be one of the first people ever to actually have our quoting automatically being pulled directly from Pax8. That's something we're very excited about. Ingram's been a great partner. TD Synnex has been a great partner. And I want to give a big shout out also to Connectwise and Sam from Connectwise. Has been a big help and a big reason why this is also working so seamlessly with some of our PSAs that are out there. Specifically Connectwise, they've done a really great job of holding our hand because they have Cell, they're working with Cell. So they've kind of gone through this a little bit on their own, and they want to see this work for so many of other partners that are using GlassHive as their primary sales and marketing engine. So, Joe, do you have anything you want to add here?
Yeah, again, guys, I'm trying to do my best to answer everything in the Q&A section. So I wanted to participate in this segment of the webinar, because anything that you guys doesn't do or doesn't do well, you guys can go ahead and yell at me for that, and I'll just try to give you guys the best answer as I continue to envision something better. But I do really want to give a big shout out to our advisory board. Those of you, a lot of you are on this webinar. Thank you guys for all the feedback. Users, thank you all the feedback for helping us make our product better. It's a dream come true to see the impact it's making. So I take it seriously, and I want to do everything I can to make the best possible solution for you guys. Everything that goes into how this looks and everything is a big passion of me and the hardworking men and women on our team that just share a culture of love for the channel and art and comics and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to just create something really refreshing here. But also a big thank you to Connectwise. Vicky Bruns from Connectwise is on this call. She's on this webinar with us. They've been so great. They've invited us down to our office to really help us, take all the things that Cell was and give us advice on how to make this better, and help us create this tool. And their integration with us and their partnership is important. Our most in-depth integration is with them, and that sets the standards for how we integrate with everybody going forward. Synchro, Halo, they're kind of our baseline for that, and they've been opening up their code base and just been super helpful with anything we want to do with them. So I want to appreciate them and Sam DeMulling, especially for just working with our dev team to get that done. So again, it's a community effort, guys. We're not, we say the word partner a lot, and I know that's an important word in the channel, but I like to say the word pioneers. We're all pioneers here, paving the way to the new era of how the channel is going to operate. Rich media, beautiful stuff with lots of AI, and just creating this enriched, immersed way of differentiating yourselves and creating amazing product codes that are simple for your customers to engage and continue to add more services. So,
absolutely, Giovanni. Well, thank you guys so much.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, so one thing, guys, very important, okay, is you guys got to sign up to GlassHive to use all these cool tools that we're talking about. So for those of you that aren't users yet, I'm going to give you guys two things. One, if you're already an existing user for GlassHive, keep in mind, every feature that we release is automatically included in what you're paying for right now. Your price is grandfathered in. For those of you that are new to signing up to GlassHive, we're going to make this extremely affordable for you guys, folks. Some of you guys pay more for bad pizza and beer per month than a license to GlassHive, which will give you all those tools we just talked about. I know some of you right now are paying more than $100 a month just to send out emails, okay? I know some of you are paying more than $100 per user just to do agreements in some cases on some of the tools that are out there. So for GlassHive, you get all the features we just talked about: the marketing, the sales, the emails, the document builder, and everything else that we're going to be launching in the future is going to be included for $100 per month for the first user, and then $49 a month for every additional user after that. And it's all month-to-month pricing, no long-term contracts. Again, guys, simple and fun. We try to make this really easy for you all to do. Get work with us.
And one more thing, guys, too, with Connectwise, they have special pricing as a partnership for them helping us do this. If you have more than 3 users in your organization that want access to GlassHive for unlimited users, there's a flat $200 a month pricing with them. Then you can have unlimited users. That's all sponsored. The remaining balance is covered and paid for by Connectwise. So there'll be a special link for that, which is if you guys want to switch over to that, it's we'll send you guys a link later, but basically app.glasshive.com/Connectwise, and you can get it going. Another thing, guys, here, I got a lot of questions being asked to me in terms of the CPQ and all that kind of stuff. As you guys know, Rob Ray is on our advisory board. We're very lucky to have him. Eric Simpson is joining our advisory board too. We're lucky to have him. A lot of what we're going to do to enhance the experience with the way you guys engage, your CPQ handling needs with Paxate and with the other distributors to be able to filter and sort by best pricing, who has it best, who has it cheapest, what different incentives are out there, are all going to be integrated as a part of this process. So it's really important to me, during these last 5 minutes you guys have, ask all the questions that you want, but even after this webinar is done, please use the app, please use the feature, and provide us all the feedback you can on ways you want to see it enhanced, ways you want to work with your different distributor partners, and different things you wanted to do. And we're going to go ahead and make that happen for you guys. Absolutely.
Absolutely, folks. And look, keep in mind, guys, too, one of the things we pride ourselves in is helping you all out while we're in here. That chat that we have in here that's manned by our great team, Mo, Andrew, all the guys that are manning the chat within our whole company that are working with you guys day in, day out. If you're ever in this tool, in any part of the tool, and you're stuck on something, use that chat, reach out to us. We are more than happy to help you, walk you through any of the features we have in here, any of the settings. We want to hold your hand through this. We know no matter what, this is new software for some of you. New software is just going to have some questions. Things are going to be weird buttons. You're not going to sure what to push or what to do. We want to make that as easy as humanly possible for all of you. So, blow these guys up, wear them out in the chat as much as you want, and make sure that you're actually using this tool or don't get stuck on something.
Yeah. So guys, I know we have 5 minutes left. I want to answer all the questions. A couple things. Is there coaching and setup for this to get done? Yes, we have a service called the warm up. It's a month-to-month service where we can help you get set up and also act as a virtual marketing and sales coordinator to build out workflows and do a bunch of stuff to get you started. Andrew on the chat can help you with that. We had a question about the CPQ and if we're using Utilize. No, we're using something different that we're creating to be a lot faster, a lot more robust, a lot more ways to be able to insert catalogs and do different things, which is great. The other thing that we didn't talk about here, guys, which is super important. Some of you guys have brought up Zomentum and some other tools, and we know that for specific quoting, there's a lot of tools out there that makes it work. I think one of the things that we need to cover is that when you do things inside of GlassHive as part of your OS, we have amazing automations and workflows that begin to happen now, right? First, it was the ability to create these great proposals and quotes, but what if you send that out to somebody, they sign it, it attaches to an opportunity, updates that opportunity upon signature, attaches that PDF of the document into your customer's account page, and all the addendums are automatically routed there. It automatically puts contract start dates, contract expiration dates with tasks and follow-ups to be able to renew them when necessary. There is all those things that become possible with this baked into this platform. So you can have, automate your onboarding and your customer acquisition experience like you've never seen it before. We have a client solutions roadmap feature, which is tied to the solutions you embedded in the quotes. So if you're looking at your customer and they're buying services from you, that meter of how much MRR you can sell into them begins to fill automatically. These are these things that we can offer that no one else really can because we're looking at the entire workflow of an MSP. And this is something, again, that our advisory board and others are helping us do. Right, Eric? You want to add any color to that?
Stop teasing us, Gio. Oh, man, I'm losing consciousness. Too much value. Too much value.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, things like that is all part of you guys really providing us that feedback. But I just want to create some badass software that is cutting edge and just disrupt this whole channel. We have the ability to do it. I'm young, and while I'm still healthy, and while I have all these wonderful men and women that are helping me, let's get after it.
Hey, folks, and this is the thing, guys. Matthew, just a lot to talk about Connectwise. Connectwise has been a great partner, but hey, we are Switzerland, folks. We want to work with everybody. Autotask, Kaseya, whoever's out there, we are happy to work with all and everybody because, again, we are a neutral arbiter of just good services for the channel. So we want to make sure we make that really clear. We have right now an active connection with the Autotask as well as Connectwise. Connectwise has just been really, frankly, great in terms of helping us work with us and work alongside of us, and they've been awesome. So that's why we talk about them so much because they've just been fantastic partners to be frank.
Yeah, guys, and lots of stuff coming with the relationship with PAX 8. They're another one that we were down in, our whole team was down there Beyond, and they're opening up their platform with their new marketplace. We got some craziness going on there, man. So yeah, I want you guys all to be a part of that. That's super exciting things that we have in development with them. And their partner program, which is going to be enhanced with our partnership too.
Good point. So Cal, there's a question that came from Cal. Are there different GlassHive subscriptions? Nope, it's all included, all in one. Simple pricing. $100 for the first user, $50 for every user after that. And that's very simple. It's all month-to-month pricing. Scale as you need to.
One milkshake.
Yep, one milkshake, one smoothie with multiple straws. Right, so.
Larry, Kaseya BMS, that's on the roadmap to get done. We're going to try to get that into the priority. We basically have the Kaseya BMS, Synchro, and Halo. Synchro and Halo a little bit more than the Kaseya BMS. We're trying to work in the order, but shortly you'll have our new integration infrastructure will be open API. So in the meantime, you can use a Zapier or something like that to kind of get that running. But the integrations are with all those platforms are a big priority for us.
By the way, folks, that's another inside little baseball future thing to come that most people don't even know about. We're going to be opening up our APIs here very, very soon. So stay tuned. It's going to allow for a ton of integration capabilities. There's going to be a bunch of really exciting stuff that's coming out very, very soon, folks. So I just want to put that out there, guys. Keep that in mind. We are just getting started. Joanne and I talk about this all the time. There's so much stuff in here. There's so much stuff already built in here. And we're not even close to halfway. We're just getting started. And it's all coming from your feedback, folks. So we've been really grateful to this channel for providing a capability and a platform for Joanne, myself, and all of us to be a part of this community and succeed along with you. So we take all of your feedback very seriously, guys. So please let us know what you need. Let us know what you want to see out there. We're all in this together, that we make this better together, okay? So how many of you guys out there are excited about what we're providing here? Just this new feature launch, everything we talked about so far. Raise your hands. How about this? Raise your hands for those of you out there who are never going to raise your hand, no matter what we ask. Just want to make sure we're not getting our feelings hurt for those of you out there. We have some sensitive folks on the call. Cool, guys.
Man, the chat is on fire today. It's amazing.
The chat's fun. That's a function of our community, folks. So guys, that's another thing too, guys. I want to point you guys out on LinkedIn. We have a really great community as well too. Please participate in there. We look at all those threads and chats that are in there. So if you have any ideas, thoughts, and Andrew runs that whole chat inside of our LinkedIn. We get a bunch of good stuff. If you ever want to participate or be a part of any of our, want to be one of our advisory board or a council, and you feel like you want to really have some unique insight, you want to be a part of that, reach out to one of our reps, let us know. We can include you there. We want to, again, guys, this is a community effort. This is all of us. So I can't stress that enough. We're building this for you. This is for you.
Yeah, guys, to close it out, everybody, I want to special thank you to my team. Jasmine Q, our CMO, what an amazing job she's done with the marketing. Some really great stuff, how that is. Ricky Abatori, our head of product design. He's in charge of the UI UX team. Him and his team, Emma and Ada, are just inspiring. I look at this thing every day and I almost want to lick the screen. Dev, led by Bill, our CTO. Thank you for helping the vision come true. And thank you for all the work that the men and women, Erica, Sonia and Marvin and Pedro and everything that they're doing to make it work, as well as the rest of the development team. I don't want to miss anybody. Andrew, thank you for heading our community. Christine is going to highlight VP to help us grow and get sales and get more vendors to add more content and resources in here. And Ralph for keep evangelizing our message and growing our community. We want 100,000 users in the platform, so that's our goal. We're on our way up there. All right, everybody. I'm going to be signing out.
Thank you. And Eric, hey, and a big thank you to Eric. Can't forget. Thank you for doing this, man. Thank you for providing all those wonderful documents
Eric,
and resources.
thank our advisory board. Thank Connectwise. But
thank you for doing this.
Feel the love. Feel the love, everybody.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight? All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Everybody. Take care.